But a friend of mine is on her dating journey.
Okay.
And she went out with a man twice. They had lovely dates. He paid for everything, wined and dined. Okay. 2 dates. On the 3rd date, they spent a day together, ordered a bunch of things, had some drinks, had a good time. Really long day. So pretty significant bill. Let's call it a couple $100.
Okay.
Because she had to put her card down for this particular place. So when they went to pay, he was like, oh, like, your card is down. And now she didn't speak up and ended up paying for the bill. They had plans for another date. He texted her the next day and was like, hey, like I had a great time with you, but, I don't really see a long-term future with you. And so I don't really want to waste like either of our times. Like, I think you're great, but, I don't want to like keep our date for next week that we had planned, which I think is like very respectable. Like most people just ghost. So whatever. So she's talking to me about it. She's like, but he did like stick me with the bill. I was like, what are you talking about, stuck you with the bill? How did you leave paying? Like, she's like, oh, I just froze. So I was like, just text him and say like, oh, okay, well, cool. Like, thank you for saying that, whatever, like had a great time too. It's 3 dates. It's not the end of the world. You don't even know this person. But like, here's your split for Saturday. There's no possible way you like, he thinks that she's just paying for his present.
Yeah, at minimum, just a split. Just like can you send me your split?
If Taylor and I go to dinner, we split the bill. We got credit cards.
We split it.
Split the bill. That's it. And then we go about our day. Because Taylor ate and I ate, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not complicated. He got upset, did not send her the split, and in fact went and sent her the receipts for the last 2 dates.
Basically saying like, I got the last 2 dates, so this one's on you.
This one's on you. 3 dates.
Wow, folks, just wow. Did you all catch that? Let's take a moment to process what we just heard, because this, my friends, is a perfect example of why modern dating is such a minefield. So, let's recap. We've got a woman who went on 3 dates with a guy. He paid for the first 2, but on the 3rd date, she ended up footing the entire bill. When she later asked him to split it, he not only refused, but sent her the receipts for the previous dates. Talk about a dating disaster. Now, I don't know about you, but this story has me shaking my head for so many reasons. Let's break this down and really dig into why this situation is a microcosm of everything that's wrong with dating today. First off, let's address the elephant in the room. The expectation that men should always pay. I mean, come on, it's 2024, people. We're supposed to be all about equality, right? But then we've got situations like this where people are keeping score like it's some kind of financial tennis match. It's ridiculous. But here's where it gets really interesting. This woman didn't speak up when the bill came. She just paid it. And then, after the guy told her he didn't see a future with her, she decided to ask for her money back. Now, I'm not saying she shouldn't have asked, but the timing? It's a bit suspect, isn't it? And let's not forget about the guy. He paid for the first 2 dates without complaint, but when asked to chip in for the 3rd, he pulls out receipts like he's an accountant doing an audit. Is this what dating has come to? Keeping receipts and tallying up who owes what? This whole situation reeks of entitlement and poor communication from both sides. And you know what? It's a perfect example of why so many relationships are failing these days. Let's be real for a second. If you're going out with someone, shouldn't you be more focused on getting to know them rather than who's picking up the check? I mean, if you're counting dollars before you've even decided if you like the person, maybe it's time to reassess your priorities. But this problem goes deeper than just who pays for dinner. It's about the expectations we bring into dating and relationships. We've got women out here thinking they're entitled to free meals, and men feeling like they're walking ATMs. Is this really what we want dating to be? And ladies, let me speak to you for a second. If you're struggling to find a husband, maybe, just maybe, it's because potential partners are tired of feeling like they're auditioning for the role of your personal banker. Harsh? Maybe. But sometimes the truth hurts. Now, I'm not saying men should never pay. A bit of chivalry can be nice, but it should be a choice, not an expectation. And it definitely shouldn't be a one-way street. Here's the thing. Relationships are supposed to be partnerships. They're about give and take, compromise, and mutual respect. But what we're seeing more and more these days is people approaching dating with a, what can I get out of this mentality? It's transactional, it's shallow, and it's killing the possibility of real connection. Let's talk about why this mindset is so damaging. When you're constantly tallying up who paid for what, or keeping score in any way, you're not focusing on what really matters. You're not asking yourself, do I enjoy this person's company? Do we have shared values? Can we build a future together? Instead, you're asking, am I getting my money's worth out of this date? And that, my friends, is a recipe for disappointment and resentment, but it's not just about the money. This situation highlights a bigger problem in modern dating, a lack of clear communication. Neither person in this story was upfront about their expectations. The woman didn't speak up when the bill came, and the guy didn't clarify that he expected her to pay for the third date. If they had just had an honest conversation about it, this whole mess could have been avoided. So why don't we communicate better? I think part of it is fear. We're afraid of coming across as cheap, or high maintenance, or not interested. We're so worried about making a good impression that we don't show our true selves. And that's a problem because if you can't be honest about something as simple as who's paying for dinner, how are you going to handle the really big issues that come up in a relationship? Now let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. Why are so many women struggling to find husbands? Why are men increasingly hesitant to get into serious relationships? I think stories like this give us a clue. We're living in a time of changing gender roles and expectations, but a lot of people are confused about what that means for dating and relationships. Women want to be seen as strong and independent, but many still expect men to court them in traditional ways. Men are told to be sensitive and emotionally available, but also to be providers and protectors. It's a confusing mess of contradictory expectations. And let's not forget the impact of social media and dating apps. We're constantly bombarded with images of perfect couples and luxurious dates. It sets unrealistic expectations and makes people feel like they're missing out if their dating life doesn't look like an Instagram feed. But here's the truth. Real relationships aren't about who pays for dinner or who buys the most expensive gifts. They're about connection, compatibility, and mutual support. They're about finding someone who makes you want to be a better person, not someone who makes you want to check your bank balance. So, what's the solution? How do we fix this mess? First, we need to start being honest with ourselves and with the people we date. If you expect the man to always pay, say so. If you believe in splitting the bill, make that clear. Don't leave room for assumptions or misunderstandings. Second, we need to focus on building genuine connections. Instead of treating dates like transactions, approach them as opportunities to get to know another human being. Be curious about their thoughts, their dreams, their values. That's the stuff that really matters in a relationship. Third, we need to let go of outdated gender roles and expectations. It's okay for women to pay sometimes. It's okay for men to want to be pursued or taken care of. What's important is finding a dynamic that works for both people in the relationship. Fourth, we need to communicate better. If something's bothering you, speak up. If you're not sure about something, ask. Don't let resentment build up over unpaid bills or unmet expectations. Have those uncomfortable conversations early on. Fifth, we need to take responsibility for our own happiness and financial well-being. Don't expect someone else to bankroll your lifestyle or solve all your problems. Be a whole, complete person on your own, and then look for a partner who complements you, not completes you. And finally, we need to be kind to each other. Dating is hard enough without keeping score or trying to win at it. Treat the people you date with respect and empathy, even if it doesn't work out. Look, I know this all sounds easier said than done. Changing ingrained behaviors and societal expectations isn't easy. But if we want to build healthier relationships and find real, lasting love, this is the work we need to do. So the next time you're on a date, instead of worrying about who's going to pay, focus on getting to know the person across from you. Are they kind? Do they make you laugh? Do they challenge you to be a better person? Those are the things that really matter. And if you find yourself in a situation like the one in our story, take a deep breath and have an honest conversation. It might be uncomfortable in the moment, but it's a lot better than ending up with hurt feelings and unpaid bills. Remember folks, we're all in this together. Dating doesn't have to be a battlefield. With a little honesty, empathy, and clear communication, we can make it a whole lot better for everyone. So, what do you think? Have you been in a situation like this? How did you handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, keep it real out there in the dating world.